Well, hello everybody. As you see, we're back here with the whiteboard, meaning we are back on Couch Tour. After getting to the two Dayton shows, it did I love Couch Tour, but it does feel like, a little bit of a step back. Just not quite the same excitement, no matter how good the show is, and this was quite a good one. And, they got like a little bit of a spooky intro, Friday the 13th show here in Chicago for night one. So the introduction of the night, like the band kind of came on stage to some spooky sounding music, maybe some steam or smoke coming up. And then they come out and hit Carini. You know what? That's a good song. It felt like a good fitting opener for a Friday the 13th if they weren't going to go chilling, thrilling or some kind of horror theme or something like that. And it didn't, like, you see a lot of songs here in the first set, so nothing got to go, everything kind of stayed within the fences, Carini being one of the highlights. Kind of continuing a trend of, maybe not a trend, I guess, I don't know, maybe it is. Maybe they always do it. I don't know. Some nights the jams go deeper, like night one in Dayton, we got the Sigma. This was maybe closer to the Sigma than it was the Set Your Soul Free there in night two. So let's get on to it. And then look, Rift, I felt like maybe, not that Rift is the most complex song, but I was a little worried, like maybe they're kind of leaning away from some of those. And then later on down here, we got Foam, not to jump all the way down here, but certainly not just a walk in the park. So then let's get past the Rift onto Halley's Comet. All very good, but, not just kind of staying, like I said, just kind of keeping it normal. And then we get into Ghost. All right, it felt very appropriate for a Friday the 13th. But then, our first repeat of the run, which fine. Look, if you're going to repeat some songs, Sand to Ghost, I don't think there's going to be too many complaints there. Hood, and then Albuquerque, keeping up with the, it seems like maybe nightly now, we're getting something that just kind of comes completely out of nowhere. A long, long time since Albuquerque has been played. I saw somewhere online, someone said tonight, somewhere 2009-ish, somewhere in there. A long time, anyhow. Over 400 shows, and then saw it again. So, ha, 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 ha. Could have got a ha, ha, ha out of them, so that's funny. I like that. So the first set you see here, while it was very good, and then I thought, well, maybe it's just me, the excitement of a couple of shows, Foam. I know Spud was all fired up for Foam, big fan of the channel. Blaze On, just still always going to be there, isn't it? The ever-present Blaze On. We get what is not Mike Gordon's meat. Feels like Mike Gordon's meat, as I say every time. That was kind of an unexpected nice one. And then Drift While You're Sleeping, maybe not the most unexpected one. I did like the end of that, though. While I'm still not fully on board, I don't love that song. I'm probably never going to. I will say, the finale there to it, the crescendo sort of, ending the set, they're not too bad, actually. Not too bad at all. Maybe it just took me that long to really get warmed up. Ghost was a highlight. That was nice. The Carini, like I said, that's a good opener. The Halley's Comet in there. A little bit predictable with the Halley's. At least by me. I finally did okay on my picks, man. 3 out of 5, all in the first set. And then wedge, tube, nowhere to be found. So then really, and not that it all blended together, but it was like jam, 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 jam. They came out feeling really jammy. It was, they were on point. And then from the Sand, you got even a little like a Zappa feel to the Sand jam in there. And while it didn't, the longevity of it wasn't anything crazy, it did feel like maybe it had stages to it. Then that we get into Waves, again, separate from the Sand jam. It didn't feel like they blended together. And then we got the one, Ghost got a big pop from the crowd, noticeable on the webcast. But then Tweezer, everybody loves them a Tweezer. And then at some point, the jam in this turned. It seemed like Mike and Paige just completely kind of turned that sound on that one. Mike a couple of times tonight, earlier, maybe over here, not just the meat, but somewhere maybe in Blaze On. Maybe it was the light as well. Fishman, too, in the light. It had like maybe a little Timber-esque feel to it. The Crosseyed pretty much just being a shred fest. And then, so it was just like, that was the really impressive thing. Sometimes they get those jams and it'll be just like a block of songs and it's kind of tough to tell what was what. Not the case with Sand, Waves, Tweezer, Cross-Eyed, and then even Light. Mountains in the Mist, kind of like the Lifeboy the other night. All right, we need to calm down, There's going to be nothing but dust and bones out there. Trey looking out in the crowd if he had hit him with another big one right here. And then, or even taking the Light the distance. I felt like maybe early, not much was happening in the Light. And I was like, more often than not now, Light, maybe not the Light that it was, but then it finished strong. And then Mountains in the Mist, Golgi Apparatus, and then right here, I like that. Not necessarily a break, but not ready to really fire up the jamming again. And then it seemed a little too late for Hood. So when they pulled the cord on Hood and went into, I thought even maybe I heard some light teases. But no, we were getting into talk, and I absolutely love that they're doing this. I think we got one in Nashville, and then they dropped back into Caspian there in Dayton. So they go Harry Hood, talk, back into Hood, and talk. Not much of a song there, but that worked out beautifully. And still had time for just a rockin' Izabella to end the night on Friday the 13th. And then you had the Friday the 13th from the film as the walkout music there tonight. So we started a little spooky, we ended. And I couldn't tell, was that like, I don't know, there was like a lady talking. I was like, wait a minute, was that from the soundtrack, or was that like is that being picked up on the webcast? Couldn't really clearly hear what she was saying, though. It's a little bit horrific, though. It added like a little horror vibe to it, because you couldn't really tell. It's like, is something wrong? And that kind of added, that lady on the webcast pretty much was, after that was a nice nightcap there. Normally the walkout, and not with the audience streams not really being a thing anymore, and then webcasting every show, you don't get a whole lot of fans on the streams anymore. So that was cool. Odd, scary. I don't know what that lady was saying. Was she mad? Was she fired up? Couldn't really tell. I don't really know what my favorite. I did love the Carini and Ghost. I thought it was pretty obvious in the first set, and in Albuquerque, just because we never really get it again. And Foam, out of all those old, like, legendary kind of complex songs, that's maybe toward the bottom of it, but I still love it. And then, over here, it's tough to say. I guess just all of this. It's madness. The Sand and Tweezer, I guess. I don't know. Doesn't really matter. It was all great. The Hood, talk Hood. Harry, talk Hood. All right. And Izabella. Back. Seems like it's back, huh? Hopefully. I'll complain every now and then about songs being overplayed, but not Hood, Izabella, Sand, and Ghost. Golgi? All right, guys, boom. I'm telling you, it's just not, it'll take me a night or two, but sadly, it's going to take me a night or two to now rebound and get back into Couch Tour whiteboard mode and, whiteboard mode, and that's going to be over. Damn it. Can we add a couple shows in, like, Santa Clara or something? All right, guys, we're out of here. Boom. 40 years of Phish. It's been pretty great. Tonight, that's pretty good. 40 years in, they're still doing stuff like this, huh? 2014, I was like, I don't think they got many legendary nights left in them. Whoops.